Ever tried running straight through a living herd of stampeding longhorns? No? Well, hold on to your boots, because what you're about to see will make bull riding look like a game of horseshoes. This is not your typical Friday night at the rodeo. Today, we're diving into the wild, adrenaline-soaked world of Texas' most extreme sports, and I guarantee you're about to learn something that'll have your heart doing the two-step. Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to the Lone Star Plate, the home of everything big, bold, and uniquely Texan. Today, we ain't just talking barbecue and ballads. We're talking about the kinds of sports that make your palms sweat just watching them. Whether you grew up dreaming of 8 seconds on a raging bull, or you just love a tall tale, this video's got a seat for you right up front. So why stick around? Because by the end, you'll know exactly where to find the real thrill seekers of Texas, and maybe, just maybe, you'll want to try one of these yourself. Or just watch from a safe distance and shake your head like a sensible Texan. Now, let's kick things off with a sport that's stamped into our DNA, bull riding. This is arguably Texas' most iconic and dangerous showdown. Picture this. You're gripping onto a 1,000-pound animal, bred to buck you into next week. The world record ride? A whopping 8 seconds. That's about as long as it takes to decide you want off pronto. And let me tell you, some of the fiercest bull riders to ever straddle a beast hail straight from the Lone Star State. Think Lane Frost, Tough Hedeman, and Ty Murray. Injuries? You bet. Broken bones, bruised pride, and stories for generations. Now that's what we call extreme. But let's not stop there. Ever heard of the grueling and wild, the Texas Water Safari, billed as the world's toughest canoe race? This isn't just a lazy float down the river, folks. It's a 260-mile race from San Marcos to the Gulf of Mexico, through raging rapids, thick swamps, snake-infested waters, and some truly Texas-sized mosquitoes. You've got 100 hours to finish, paddling day and night, dodging logs, gators, and, let's face it, exhaustion-induced hallucinations. If that doesn't sound extreme, you might just be made of armadillo hide. Now, for all you speed demons, imagine barreling across the desert in West Texas in an off-road race truck. Welcome to the Texas Desert Challenge. This ain't NASCAR. It's hundreds of miles of rough terrain, from the Chihuahuan Desert's rocky gulches to endless dunes, pushing drivers and machines past their breaking points. These off-roaders face breakdowns, flash floods, and the constant threat of rolling their rigs. Only the toughest drivers survive, and you can bet they're proud to call Texas home. If you prefer heights to horsepower, let's talk base jumping off the bridges of Texas. The Pecos River High Bridge, standing 273 feet above the river, draws some gutsy folks who leap off with nothing but a parachute between them and the hereafter. It's illegal on most days, but that doesn't stop the bold or the bonkers from making the jump during special events. 1 second, you're standing tall. The next, you're free-falling towards that muddy water faster than a jackrabbit on the run. Now, let's get muddy. Real muddy. Texas mud runs and obstacle courses have a notorious reputation. We're talking Ironman Texas, the Spartan races, and the infamous Texas Warrior Dash. Folks willingly crawl through ice-cold mud pits, scale greasy walls, and leap over fire just for the bragging rights at the end. Why? Because Texan grit ain't just a saying, it's a lifestyle. Speaking of doing things different, let's detour to sport that could only be born in the Lone Star State, armadillo racing. Yeah, you heard right. These armored little tank-like creatures are the stars of their own races at fairs across Texas. Contestants coach their armadillo down a track, and the first to the finish line wins. It might sound like all fun and games, but these races get competitive quick. Money's on the line, and so are bragging rights. And y'all didn't think I'd forget about skydiving, did you? Texas is home to some top skydiving spots, like the world-famous Skydive Spaceland near Houston, where thrill seekers jump from out of planes at 14,000 feet, soaring over our vast plains, lakes, and prairies, imagining the Texas sunset from a parachute. Now, that's a view worth risking your britches for. If you prefer something uniquely Texan that's still off the charts, try bow fishing, hunting for alligator gar with a bow and arrow on Texas rivers under the cover of darkness. Those fish can be 7 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds. It takes a heck of a steady hand, sharp aim, and a fair bit of courage, considering those gars look like prehistoric monsters. Let's talk about the Texas heat. When it's a 110 in the shade, some folks cool off with a little cliff jumping at places like Devil's Waterhole up in Inks Lake State Park, flinging yourself off a limestone cliff into the cold, deep water below. But make no mistake, the only thing more dangerous than the jump is not checking the water beneath for hidden rocks. Safety first, y'all. Next, allow me to introduce you to the Texas Sand Fest, a sand sculpting competition turned extreme sport. Here, competitors work for up to 30 hours in blistering heat, building towering sculptures from nothing but sand, water, and willpower. It's a battle of stamina, artistry, and the relentless Texas sun. Now, I know you've heard of rodeos, but have you seen a Texas ranch rodeo? Picture cowboys and cowgirls competing in wild events like ranch bronc riding and wild cow milking. These are adapted from real ranch chores, the original extreme sports for folks tough enough to work Texas land day in and day out. All right, y'all, I have to know, which of these extreme Texas sports would you most want to try? Or which one sounds downright crazy to you? Drop your wildest choice in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Texas-sized tales and adventures from right here on the Lone Star Plate. Remember, whether you're chasing bulls or just a good story, there's nowhere else on earth quite like Texas. As we say around here, go big or go home. And if you're lucky enough to call Texas home, you'll never be short on adventure. Thanks for riding along with me today. Until next time, may your steaks be rare and your adventures well done.